Welcome to Let the Quran Speak. My name is Sophia, I'm your host. The aim of Let the Quran Speak is to help you gain deeper insights into Muslims and Islam, as it's practiced here and in other parts of the world. It's easy to get caught up in the fantasy of marriage, but married life can be a lot harder than imagined. This is the case across cultures and religions. In fact, divorce rates amongst Muslims are rising all over the world. What should couples do to prepare themselves for marriage? What is the key to staying married? These are questions answered on MarriageSuccess.ca. This website features a series of documentaries that explain how to overcome challenges faced by married couples. Joining me is Jawad Jafry. He's the producer, director, writer, editor, and narrator of the film series. Jawad is a giant in Islamic media production, but his work also extends beyond religion to tackle social issues of our times. His documentary films have been broadcast in Canada, the United States, and Europe. Before we talk to him, let's watch the trailer of the film now.
You're going to go back to your parents and tell them what a lowlife I am? No! You're not going anywhere! Do you understand?
There is absolutely no permission in Islam for any type of abuse.
This is a war. It's a battle for the hearts. It's a battle for the minds.
Next time. Next time. How many times am I gonna have to remind you? Why don't you just listen to me?
We can't always do it your way versus my way. We gotta do it our way. We gotta find our way.
Do you know what it's like to be constantly criticized by someone every day?
This is temporary.
Why can't you understand?
We want our partners to meet everything that we've been missing in life. We want them to know this without even having to explain it to them.
So long that entity is welded and strong, they can deal with issues that surround them.
In a successful marriage, you can see both parties influencing each other, and it's a sign that both people are respectful, and it's a sign also that both people are confident in who they are.
The final goal is that we will resolve this problem.
Well, I guess you're not the luckiest guy in the world for nothing.
That was the trailer for MarriageSuccess.ca. We are delighted to have Jawad with us in studio. Jawad, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Now, amongst Muslims, you're known for your appearances on Adam's World, but you've also done documentaries on the foreign or individuals who have come to Canada and are looking for work. You've also done a documentary on elderly abuse. So you've tackled social issues, and it looks like now you're interested in marriage. Why is that so?
Well, you know, as you mentioned, the divorce rate is increasing in different communities and different societies. And in a way, divorce, especially if there are children involved, can impact like 4 generations. It impacts the couple, their parents, the children, and depending on how messy the divorce is, it could impact the decisions that the children make in reference to their children. Mm-hmm. So what we felt was, why not create some high quality content that could be engaging, that could be provide accessible information in a way that people could access online through social media and other formats.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about this website, MarriageSuccess.ca. What is included on the website?
The website, as you mentioned, has 10 films. 6 films are for before marriage, so for people who are either newly married or thinking of marriage. Mm-hmm. And 4 films that we call after marriage films. Okay. So wherever you are in your marriage, whether you're 5 years into it or 25 years into it, there are winning strategies that people can relearn or reclaim and improve the quality of their relationships.
Mm-hmm. I found the documentaries interesting because they included both Islamic scholars, but also therapists and social workers, and at the same time actors who were, you know, giving a visual experience as well.
Yeah, and that was our intention right from the get-go, was to make it visually and aesthetically pleasing, something that people could watch and enjoy watching. And then we decided that we would supplement that with film notes. So the website, MarriageSuccess.ca, has a number of film notes for each film. Each film tackles a different issue. And then we also have recommended reading, web links, as well as articles that people can also access.
Now, a lot of research went into this project, I'm sure, and you've had to listen to countless interviews. What did you learn from this experience?
Well, I think one of the things that's common wherever you are in married life or even thinking of marriage is that communication, just the idea of open, respectful, clear communication really, really helps at all stages of your relationship. Also, the parallels that the advice that's there in the Quran, that's there in the Hadith in terms of interpersonal relationships and in terms of marital relations, a lot of that still applies very, very much today. So, the Quran says, for example, that the believers decide their affairs in mutual consultation. The idea of mutual consultation, it's shown that men are less likely to take influence from their wives. But if they do, statistics show or research shows that they're actually going to be in a happier, more stable relationship if they do that. And then we see that paralleled in the Islamic source texts.
Now, we know that marital problems are found across cultures and across the world. What is unique about the Muslim experience, have you found?
I don't think there actually is that much unique.
Okay.
For example, the films that we tackle in the before marriage segments, they deal with expectations around marriage, communication, finances, in-laws. These are things that many, many societies face. And then we added a couple of other films to reflect sort of current day challenges. So domestic violence is one film, and pornography and the porn epidemic is another film.
So why were you concerned with making this film, these films for Muslims then? Is the question.
I guess Muslims are facing challenges as anybody else, but perhaps there isn't material that combines the wisdom of Islamic source texts and Islamic scholarship along with the social work professional strategies and wisdom. So strategies from both sides are combined in this film.
How do you intend these films to be used by Muslims?
Well, first through the website.
Do you hope that, for example, before they get married, they look at them, after they get married? What is your idea of how they should look at them?
I think, if people were to use this for sort of premarital, if not premarital counseling, then at least to gain more information about what marriage is. People spend a lot of time, for example, on the wedding. What kind of dress and what kind of food and what kind of decorations and so forth.
The exciting parts of the marriage.
Yes, exactly. But life really begins after marriage, and so there are a number of issues that are common to married couples across the board, and that's part of what our research was. We went to about 20 different professionals, and we spoke to them and asked them what are the most common problems that you find across your desk, especially pertaining to early marriage or for newly married people. And those are the issues that we tackled in the before marriage films. And then we thought, okay, why not look at married couples and see what kind of strategies could be employed and adopted by couples regardless of where they are in their marriage.
Now, it's one thing to watch a video and to get the message, but it's another to implement it. How would you suggest that couples go about that? Because they may watch the videos and think, yeah, that's a good idea, but then they get angry. They're in a relationship and they get angry, or they forget how to communicate in the heat of the moment.
Yes, and that's something that one of our social work therapists had brought up off camera.
Okay.
That when you have this information, it's something that intellectually you can understand and appreciate. But then when it comes time to implement it, there are differences. And I think part of it is just developing that culture, putting time into your relationship, investing time into your relationship, and developing habits. And the idea that if you sow a thought, you reap an act, and if you sow an act, you reap a habit, and if you sow a habit, you reap a character, and if you sow a character, you reap a destiny. So I think people need to invest some time in their relationships in order to improve the quality of their lives.
When I watched the films, I thought, why don't we have these conversations anymore? And it seems like there's a wealth of information amongst Muslim scholars, amongst Muslim social workers, but it doesn't get out there to the general populace or to Muslims. So what do you think the community needs to do in order to help people who are perhaps thinking of getting married or are married already and are having marital problems?
Well, it goes back to first being informed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the issues are common. For example, finances. There was a recent study that said that 98% of married couples wish they spent more time discussing finances before they got married. So this is something that's universal. But being aware of the issue, knowing how it affects the marriage, and then being able to say, okay, how can we transcend this? And that's part of what MarriageSuccess.ca is all about.
So, Brother Jawad, tell me about the pornography segment, because this is a sort of taboo topic within the Muslim community, but it seems like it's a pressing topic because you've thought fit to include it on MarriageSuccess.ca.
Pornography is affecting a lot of marriages, and porn addiction is becoming more and more ubiquitous in society. There's a book that calls it the society's greatest addiction. And so what we felt was it's important to address this topic in terms of how it affects the addict, how it affects the spouse, the spiritual implications, you know, and also what people can do to overcome this issue and not let it sink the marriage, basically. Because it creates a lot of shame within the addict, but a lot of feelings of being used and of being objectified by the spouse. In many cases, it's the husband who's the addict, and the wife feels distant from the husband because of his pornography addiction. Similarly, it also affects the intimacy within a marriage, which is, you know, a key part of the relationship. So we felt that it's important to identify these issues in a way that people can really be empowered to know that there are things that can be done. And we've identified resources outside the film that people can use in order to hopefully overcome this problem.
All right, Brother Jawad, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
And we'd like to remind you to visit the website MarriageSuccess.ca. We'll take a break when we return. The importance of doubt in faith.